Welcome, friends, to the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour with your hosts, Sig Bisley and Colt Mauser. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Now, let the animation appreciation commence.
I never really had any intention of doing a review of AKIRA because it was like the biggest thing everybody knew about for forever.
Yeah, but people now.
But then I realized I'm fucking old and I've seen it like 25 years. And there's a lot of people that probably have no fucking idea what it is.
Or at least have never bothered to watch it. Like,
yeah.
They might know what it is.
I mean, you might have heard the name, but you might not have seen it.
It's like Ghost in the Shell. How many people just think of the stupid Scarlett Johansson movie, which is all right, and don't think of the original.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
At any rate. So we do a review of that. We've got the next 4 episodes of JUNJI MANIAC to go over.
Oh, yeah. There's some weird shit in there, boy.
They got exponentially weirder, I think.
Yeah?
We got episodes of the week, but before any of that, we got a fuckload of news.
It's a lot. It's a dump truck of news.
Fuckload.
It's a dump truck. All right, so we're dump trucking you with some news here. I'm going to start off with what I think is kind of the biggest news of the week. E3 is basically dead.
Thank
Like,
God.
it's been on live support for a while, but this year at E3, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo pulled out.
Oh, shit. That's like, is there anyone else? Like,
I don't know who's still going to bother.
Atari's going to be there.
Yeah, so it's dead. Like, it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Fan conventions had already kind of taken over, like, PAX. Now, PAX is going to go out of business, too, because PAX got too bloated, got too security theater-y, got too coof theater-y, got too social justice-y, and I don't think PAX has long for this world either, unfortunately.
Listen, you need a third bathroom for nobody to use.
That's what happened last time we were at PAX Unplugged.
Remember that girl walked in and she like looked at the sun. She's like, ew, and turned around and left.
Yeah, I do remember that, actually.
It was funny shit. Anyway.
It was dumb and it made no sense. Right. So, whatever. Just do like at the Oktoberfest, man. Use whatever bathroom you want. Like, girls running into the men's room because they don't care.
Yeah, in the men's room, like all the
stalls are barely used.
empty.
Yeah. They don't want to wait forever. They got to pee. Anyway, that's all I'm really going to say about it. E3 is basically toast. It's done. Put a freaking fork in it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Do they even have it in person? Or is it like
yeah.
Or is it via video?
I'm sure it'll require all sorts of stuff, even though our Lord and Emperor, Herr Biden, has decided that the pandemic will be officially over on May 8th. Why May 8th? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Get ready for the next thing, I guess.
Oh, whatever. I got a bad feeling about this.
I've had a bad feeling for like 3 years.
Yeah, probably longer than that. All right. Let's move on to some funnier news. So, Shout Factory has been releasing all kinds of awesome, like, Jackie Chan collections with all his old, like, Hong Kong stuff.
Oh, man, awesome.
Which is really cool. And tying into animation, the second collection, which is coming out soon, has the live-action City Hunter from 93.
Oh, man, awesome.
So, Jackie Chan City Hunter,
man,
baby.
I remember watching that, like, years ago.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Crazy stuff. So anyway, this is coming out 2020. No, sorry. There's new anime film in 2024. This is coming out April 12th. So April 12th, 8-movie collection. Shout Factory doing good work. They put out good stuff. Gotta like Shout Factory. I'm sure there's other gems on here too, like Battle Creek Brawl. That sounds awesome.
This sounds like a Western.
Yeah, so go check that out. Go check out City Hunter in general. It's classic.
Super classic.
And go check out Jackie Chan films in general, especially the old ones. Like, yeah, he did some U.S. movies. They're pretty good. Rumble in the Bronx is cool, but like his old Hong Kong stuff is freaking great. It's just great. Drunken Master.
Yeah, so many classics in there.
It's good stuff. Plus that Maniac did his own stunts. And my favorite Jackie Chan movie, Enter the Dragon.
Hell yeah.
When he's in it for half a second.
It's true.
Anyway.
Just standing there getting his ass kicked.
More releases. So this is Discotek. Discotek is doing a really good job too. So remasters. So we're getting 2K. A lot of times with anime they do 2K instead of 4K. Whatever. From the negatives, it usually looks really good. So, Iriazerum, which we've reviewed.
Oh man, nice.
That's a very pretty anime.
Yeah, it really is. That'd be awesome cleaned up.
And it's a decent story. So, I would definitely pick that up. I'm definitely gonna pick that up when it comes out. I gotta do that. I gotta do a sweep up. Like I bought so much Gundam and other stuff, like big series. I gotta do a sweep up of like
all the weird stuff.
Yeah, all the
I think when's Maddox out? I really want that. It might already be.
Might be.
I gotta check.
So anyway, Iriazerum, Wind Named Amnesia. So that's a classic. Not necessarily my cup of tea as much, but that's a classic. And God, CPM is the one who put it out like way back in the day.
The OG.
Let's see. I got another tab here with some more Discotek. So those are coming out soonish. Let's see. Do I have a date on these? No, I don't believe I do. 2023. I did not have an exact date. These are just things they just licensed. So, Lupin the Third, Angel Tactics. Mazinkaiser versus Great General Darkness. No. Mazinkaiser versus Enkoku Dai Shogun. Get it right. Oh, Mori Hakusei. No.
Yeah, I can't watch that movie. It makes me sad.
Oh, I know. Poor Professor Mori. Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs.
Oh, man. Super classic.
Aim for the Ace, the movie. The Noha Reflection. And this is what I really brought this up for. Re-Cutie Honey. Finally.
Oh, nice.
Getting a release. So thank you, Discotek.
They got you back.
They're also doing Kamen Rider Black RX. They've already, I think, either released or it's coming out soon. Kamen Rider Black. Not Black Sun. Original Kamen Rider Black. You will get some Frog Oven, and it will be awesome.
Damn straight.
So, yeah. Out of this batch, the Lupin the Third, I don't know much about, but I would check it out. Re-Cutie Honey was great. We did a review of that.
Yep.
3-parter, Anno, good stuff. Just distilled the essence of Cutie Honey down to the essence of Cutie Honey.
Yeah, it's like a forgotten.
It
like,
really
Anno
is
project.
Well, they didn't.
He
It
did a
didn't
really
get a proper
good job with
release over here at the time.
It's so wacky too. Like Anno is not known for his wacky stuff, but he did a really good job.
It was much like Oshi with like Pat Labor.
Oh yeah.
Right. And Mazinkaiser versus Enkoku Dai Shogun. Great General of Darkness. Come on.
Why would you write that out? It's Enkoku Dai.
Enkoku Dai Shogun is just so cool. It sounds so much cooler. So anyway, let's see. Also, this is another thing I got to pick up. In April 2023, so a few months away.
This April.
I couldn't help but read it. Gunbuster is finally going to come out.
Oh, man. I've been
Discotek.
dying for a cleaned up Gunbuster for fucking ever.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people have. It's Gunbuster for fuck's sake.
So anyway, lots of good stuff coming out. Discotek, as always, just releasing damn near everything. So gotta love Shop Factory, gotta love Discotek. They are doing God's work. And physical media is back, man, because streaming is so annoying.
Oh, my God.
Everything keeps moving.
Every week, I'll come up with a movie. I'll be like, oh, this will be easy to find. It'll be on Retro Crush or one of those.
At least AKIRA was big enough.
Yeah, thank God.
That's on Hulu.
Listen, I spent
in the US.
12 hours downloading a 25 gig rip-off
just in case. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I should own it on Blu-ray, but I hadn't seen it in so long.
There's got to be a 4K of it, right?
That's what I mean.
It's friggin' AKIRA in the sweep up. That's something I'll definitely pick up. I bought that ridiculous the manga box set that I haven't read yet. I'm gonna do it. I'll give it to you.
I know. I need to see what happens.
I know. I need to know now because the movie's only like half the series. Anyway, we'll move on. We'll talk about that later. So more stuff coming out. Gamera, said it earlier. Gamera Rebirth, the animated one. It's going to be a 6-episode anime series, which is really cool. It's going to be on Netflix. We got a visual here. It's got Gauss, so that's one of the classic
Hell yeah.
Gamera villains. He's going to fight at least 5 different kaiju. So 6 episodes, 5 kaiju.
A minimum of 5 different
Makes
kaiju.
sense. It is a funny way to phrase that.
We guarantee you at least 6 kaiju.
It's coming out this year, I believe. I just don't. There's not a date on it yet. I didn't
see one either.
It's gonna be on Netflix, but if they're starting to do visuals like this, I'm assuming it's pretty close.
Yeah, sooner than later, I would say.
Netflix is tough because sometimes stuff just drops. Like, it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. So speaking of other stuff coming out, so we had talked a while ago, got a year ago now, about Star Wars Visions, the first one.
Yep.
Really cool. Really great ideas. Really wish Star Wars was that good still. But it was all anime studios, right? And good anime studios. So the next volume was like, let's just do a bunch of random studios from around the world, which, okay, fair enough, including Aardman, which is funny.
Oh, my God.
I'm curious
Better be
about
some,
that
like,
one.
hype claymation.
So I still don't trust Star Wars at all, but I can't help but check this out. So another volume of shorts is coming out on May 4th.
I just want to see the Aardman one now that you say it.
I know. Star Wars Visions Volume 2, so we'll check it out when it comes out on May 4th. But, yeah, it's going to be hard to beat Trigger and freaking Science Saru was good. Production IG, like.
Yeah, no, they had everything.
That's tough. And then, yeah, Ghibli did that one, too, just for that one little streaming thing.
Yep.
It was
with
Grogu and the Dust Bunnies.
Mice,
yeah, that one was cool. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Let's see if I can see some of the studio names here. Triggerfish, Punk Robot. I don't recognize these. Dart, Elgiri, 88.
A lot of
Studio La
Euro.
Cachette. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Which, these are some cool stuff, so.
Yeah, I mean, I won't shit on it until I'm given reason to.
Mir Studio, I've heard of them. I think they did some Love, Death, and Robots stuff.
I think so, yeah.
I think they might have done some of the really hyper-realistic looking Love, Death, and Robots stuff. But I don't. It's hard to remember. There's a lot of Love, Death, and Robot shorts. And then Aardman. That Aardman one blows my mind.
Oh, man, I want to see that so bad.
So we will see. We will see.
I want to see Wallace and Gromit Star Wars.
All right. So I got some sad news. Ain't nobody give a shit about Cat Shit 1, apparently. Yeah, we talked about the Kickstarter a while back. Hey, go check it out. Kickstart it. I will admit I did not because I don't really care that much about Cat Shit 1. I probably should because it's actually kind of cool. But
I don't care about it enough to own it. It's one of those
Yeah.
things you watch once, but you don't really need to own because it's super weird.
So, yeah, the campaign only got 174 backers and 17K of its 73K goal.
Yeah, it's not happening.
So I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon.
That's a weird thing to even kickstart.
Yeah, kind of a shame.
Usually they gauge interest before they do things like that.
Yeah, did not make it. So if anybody was looking forward to that, maybe it'll still come out anyway because, I mean, it's still a studio could still put it out, but
Who knows?
it is not making its way through Kickstarter. Oh, boy. All right. Yeah. So remember when we said we were done talking about Evangelion and Evangelion was over and it's got the perfect ending and it's good to go?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really over because guess what? It's time for the Evangelion stage play. Evangelion Beyond.
Oh, thank God. I was worried for a minute that it wasn't going to get a stage play.
I'm seeing the people that are in this. I don't know. This doesn't work.
9.
This doesn't work. Now, this is not this is not just a retelling of this is not just a retelling of Evangelion. It's not just Shinji and, you know,
Yeah.
they're not just doing that. It is something else. There's a special
If it's
agency called Mensch,
Mensch.
which I don't. Okay.
Sure.
So it's someone's trying to do their own thing here, which is cool. But, yeah.
I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah, I do wish them the best of luck. I'm more interested in 3.0 plus 1.11 personally. But, hey, you know, if you're in the area and you can check it out, I'd definitely, like, get real drunk or real high and go check this out at some point. Could be interesting.
If it was close, I would.
Yeah. All right, moving on. I just thought that was funny. They do have stage plays for everything, so I suppose it shouldn't be surprising. So,
Surprised it took this long, actually.
a luxury fashion brand, Freudian slip. Luxury fashion brand that's not doing weird, you know, kid-centric advertising is instead doing Howl's Moving Castle merchandise.
Huh.
with t-shirts, jeans, boots, coats, all sorts of stuff. It's ridiculous. So would you like a Howl's Moving Castle bag in calfskin?
Sure.
I'm going to take a guess how much it costs.
$1,200.
$15,800.
Oh man, I aimed high too.
How about a wool and alpaca blend? Magical sky cape. How much for that?
Does it make me fly?
No, $11,000. You pay.
You pay now. Nah. If it can't make me fly,
you
or
get
make
the
me
cheapest.
disappear.
You get the cheapest thing in the collection. You can get a candle. $280.
No.
Yeah, none of this shit's gonna sell. So anyway, if you like Howl's Moving Castle, you could go check.
Is it an American company or Japanese company?
No, it's Spanish.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's a market for that in Spain, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, you can go check this stuff out. It's maybe you're rich, maybe you'll buy it, but
the world of high fashion is beyond me.
I don't think they're getting a lot of sales on this one.
Who knows?
All right, moving on.
Honestly, if they sold 2 of them, they're rolling. So
you're not wrong. All right, we're moving on here. Moving on to Hasbro. Oh, Hasbro. 15% of their workforce is getting laid off. So unfortunate to hear.
There's a lot of that going around.
I'm sure a lot of it's going to be directed at Wizards of the Coast.
I was just going to say, they basically just fired everybody that works for Wizards.
So Wizards of the Coast has done nothing but shoot itself in the foot over the past year. First with Magic, with the ridiculous re-release of the original Magic set at a ridiculous cost, like thousands of dollars, but you couldn't. The cards weren't even game legal, so you were basically paying like huge amounts of money for proxies.
Yeah,
like it didn't make any sense. No one wanted it. It was stupid, and they were only sold in like random packs. So it's not like you got the set. You were getting
so
random
awful.
stuff, and they were very expensive.
I can see buying the set for nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because I had that like pretty much that set when I was a kid.
It would be awesome if they released a set, not legal, clearly marked, and not legal for tournament play or anything.
Yeah, just like the OG set.
But let people buy a set, just so
exactly.
they could play the original game at home with friends, and it's not legal. So who cares? No. Whatever. They're idiots.
Clearly.
So, and then they did too many crossovers, which I have the Warhammer ones. We've never played them, but I got them. I want to make sure I had them.
We're gonna do it, man. It's
They're
happening.
very cool. Someday.
One of these days.
But too many crossovers and just too much.
Listen,
Now Magic is still a juggernaut. I don't think Magic's going anywhere. They've shaved off some of the money they could have made, but they'll be fine. D&D is hemorrhaging right now.
D&D is a fascinating thing because, like, what are you selling? Like, rules? I mean, after all those fucking, like, new editions have come out, you know what the best one is? The fucking second one. Like, AD&D forever.
Yeah, AD&D first. Well, second was all right, but AD&D first edition, yeah, I agree. And, picking up not Dungeon Crawl Classics, good God. Old School Essentials and the advanced version of that, like, it's perfect.
Sorry, I count AD&D as the second version.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, it's kind of the third because of White Box, but whatever. We're not going to get into that.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
We'll get into the history of D&D. I never played White Box, but I know what you mean.
Fair enough.
But like something like Old School Essentials, it's perfect. Like, if you want to play D&D, it's perfect. If you want a crunchier D&D, well, you have 3.5, you have Pathfinder, go play those. Like, 5th edition is all right. I like 5th. I played a lot of 5th edition. I like 5th edition. I thought it was a better product than 4th edition or even 3.5 personally, because I didn't grow up with 3. I didn't like 3 that much. I thought 3 and 3.5 were good as computer games, but they were too complicated as tabletop games. Yeah,
they're too crunchy. It's just not my thing.
I like it being a little more, let the DM figure stuff out. But you have Old School Essentials. You have Dungeon Crawl Classics. There's so many ways you can play old school D&D. And then they shot themselves in the foot with the OGL thing and trying to put them out of business and done. Like, they've backed off from that entirely. They're cooked. They went super woke. Oh, you can't. Orcs are just like black people. Like, wait, who's racist here?
Listen, you're the one that said that. No one was thinking it.
Yeah, my God, you people. You're insane. What is wrong with you?
Or is that the iron law of woke projection?
It really is. The iron law of projection. Like, whatever they say is what they really believe, and not whatever they accuse you of is what they really believe. So, they're hemorrhaging. And it's not surprising to me that Hasbro is losing a ton of money.
It's just a
because of this.
weird thing to like. You're just selling rules.
And I
like,
gotta say, toy quality is way down. It's way down. Like you go buy a Transformer nowadays, there's
trash.
so many hollow bits. There's some good ones still, but they're lighter. They're just they're not as good. They're really not.
I would break them in 30 seconds.
As a guy who has like hundreds of them in storage right now, like they're nowhere near as good as they used to be.
I have all the old beefcake.
It's really
ones.
bad. Now, the expensive stuff, the AKIRA stuff, the Masterpiece stuff is amazing. And even like the studio line stuff they do is pretty damn good. So they still are capable of producing good collector stuff. It's just like the base level for kids stuff is
on
just
the shelf.
Yeah, it's
Bullshit.
really it's just not there. It's not, and it hasn't been for like 5 or 6 years. So it's just kind of a shame. The designs are great, but the execution is kind of off. So I don't know. Go buy your kids like Joy Toy Warhammer figures because they're way more robust than I thought they'd be, and they're way bigger than I thought they'd be, and they're cool as shit. They're kind of expensive, but whatever.
As long as they're big enough to be worth that kind of money. That's all I ask.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when Bjorn is like, I don't know, like 1.5 feet tall, that's cool.
Damn right. Yeah, you wait till the Tau stuff comes out.
You can buy Shadowstone right now.
Tempted.
All right. So anyway, we got a tangent there. So we'll move on. Hasbro laying off a bunch of people. Unsurprising. We'll see what happens with Wizards. I got a feeling they might get sold again. So we'll see.
Yeah, I kind of been getting that.
Or the
feeling for a
D&D
while.
brand might get sold. If they wanted to not monetize D&D, there's a lot better ways to do it. Right? You don't monetize the books. You don't monetize the product. You don't subscription model the product. You do licensing and you do stories. Like, what happened to all the good D&D fiction?
I was just gonna say, what about the books? I used to read all that shit.
Exactly.
I got a fucking shelf full of it. You know.
That's the way you go, and then you start making series out of it because people obviously still want fantasy series. They just want good ones. But would they make good ones? No, probably not. They'd screw that up too. So whatever. It is what it is. All right. Moving on. So this is just a quick one. Japan is lifting their event capacity on May 8th. Suspicious. I think the U.S. one's May 8th. It might be May 11th or May 12th, but they're all right around the same time. It seems like there's almost some coordination going on there. So it looks like finally you will have a full Comic Con next year.
Open for business.
And Japan, as I suspected, they weren't going to go through one more, spring, summer, fall tourist season.
No. People losing money, man.
With too many restrictions. So it looks like spring might be restricted, but summer and fall, the xenophobes finally lost out against the people that need that tourist money.
Which is most people.
So it looks like if you want to go to Japan, you want to book a trip for like the summer or the fall, you might be okay. I'm still going to wait another couple years, at least a year, but
yeah,
it seems like it actually has become an option again.
I don't even want to fly like a state away at this point. Like,
I know.
Everything's so ridiculous.
I know. I wish the train was cheaper. Would you book that for the trip coming up? But anyway, whatever. All right. So as we've been talking about, as we've suspected, people have used the COOF as an excuse for a lot of other things that have nothing to do with the COOF.
Absolutely.
So we got a story here. This is coming from Bonding Into Comics, so I'll give him some credit here. Allegedly, and I believe this, so a lot of shows have gone on hiatus, right? And they blame the COOF for the hiatus, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah, it happened like 100 times.
Allegedly, there are other reasons besides the COOF that have put things on hiatus, right? Which doesn't surprise me at all. So, like, Nier Automata, it started, now it's already on hiatus.
Damn.
Like, what the hell?
I'm glad I didn't start watching it.
Even Ayakashi Triangle. That's an ecchi show, man. How?
Just got to draw boobs all day.
So, yeah, Kubo won't let me be invisible. So, I mean,
A lot of shit I don't care about.
a lot of stuff I don't care about, but still a lot of shows. And Golden Kamuy went on hiatus, but that was because someone died, which was unfortunate.
It didn't come back either.
April. It's starting
it was
again in April.
Okay.
Yep, it's starting
I
again.
thought it was coming back in this season, but apparently not.
No, it's starting again in April. They're just going to start from the beginning, so
Yeah.
it'll be a month or two till
Fair
we're ready.
enough.
Let's see. So speaking under anonymity,
Not anonymity.
So the alleged one of the alleged reasons here given is it's not just the COOF, it's that they have subcontracted out work to more places. So much like a lot of the world, they've globalized a bit, right?
Yeah.
And now that they have subcontracted a lot of this out, you don't have as much control over them. You don't have much control. If you subcontracted out to China, good freaking luck because they're not doing anything, right?
If it'd be mostly Korea.
And it's causing delays. So, if it's all being done in Japan or maybe in Japan and a rough cut or something, and just in Korea, maybe you have some control. So this is a director making this commentary. I believe it. I believe it's not just the COOF. I can believe that, when you have more hands in that pie and you're relying on more entities to do stuff, you're going to have issues. There's a reason that the CG at the end of Black Panther looks like shit.
Yeah.
And it's because they ran out of time, right? You got to hit this date. You've subcontracted out to them. Who knows how many freaking people to do the CG for your movie. One or two of them don't get their shit in on time. Now you're scrambling and now you're in trouble. So it seems that kind of effect has hit the anime industry as well. So, like I said, as we suspected, not just the COOF, so don't always believe it. Always look a level deeper. It's a convenient excuse.
Oh, yeah. It's the best excuse.
All right. I got two more pieces of news here. So, like I said, it was a huge news week this week.
Boom. Shit's happening.
All right. Next one. This is just a quick one. Shinichiro Watanabe, being base as fuck, basically saying he can only stomach watching one scene of Cowboy Bebop. They didn't really listen to him. He does not like the adaptation they did at all.
I'm so surprised.
Which I'm not surprised by. It just did not like it at all. So good on you, Watanabe. You were correct. Live action freaking Cowboy Bebop was garbage and hypercancer, and you should just watch the goddamn animated one because it's damn near perfection. All right. So we're going on to the last bit of news. And this is just the news of stupid of the week. This is more.
You always got to have one.
The voice acting industry eating itself alive because they're a bunch of freaking social justice retards.
And they're like, God, you're just voice actors. Like, could you have like a bigger fucking ego?
Oh my God, it's out of control. So there's crying over the English voice actor for Suletta in The Witch from Mercury because there's not enough representation. And Suletta clearly is of like Northern African or
what?
Yeah, like Northern African descent, right? So
says who?
Because of the character's her father's name,
it's space. Like they're all space mutts.
They're space mutts. Two, she's the witch from Mercury.
Yeah.
Mercury.
Not even Earth, son.
Hundreds of years in the future, at least.
Thousands of years.
Yeah, right. What the fuck are you idiots on about? Representation. And especially in voice acting. You know who's got an awesome voice actor? Samurai fucking Jack. You know Samurai Jack probably is? Japanese. You know what the voice actor is? Black.
Yeah.
Do you know how many fucks I give? 0.
Because his voice is good.
Because Phil Lamar is fucking awesome. But I don't care. Like, I get it.
What, you can't hear his innate blackness in his voice?
No person should be frozen out of a job because of an innate characteristic. None. Except, okay, if I need male voice actors, sorry, I need men and vice versa. And Japan's just as guilty of this when like, but we gotta have the same voice actor of Goku even when he's an adult. Like, no, you don't. That's weird. And he sounds like a little girly man.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you? I cannot watch freaking.
I can't listen to him when he's blowing up planets and squeaking.
I can't listen to some Dragon Ball Z because of that. So I will. I just can't. But just shut up already. Just shut up. When you're trying to like figure out the descent of some fictional character from Gundam hundreds of years in the future.
That's like
in
not
space,
even from fucking Earth.
In space. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, no. That should have only been a person of color. Like, get out of here.
That's just their cudgel to
you
get
racist
jobs.
assholes.
Like, that's all it is. Nobody actually cares about anything. They're just trying to get themselves work.
Best person for the job.
Yeah, and it's not them.
No, it's not. These people suck. They're very bad at their job. Not that I really care about the dub for Witch from Mercury all that much, because I won't be watching it ever. Because why the fuck would I?
Because it comes out like, I don't know, fucking years after I've already watched the
Yeah,
series.
it comes out at least months after.
And stop giving a shit.
So why should I care? So anyway, just another story of idiot voice actors screaming at each other for no particular reason. They're also bitching because, it's very hard to unionize in Texas because it's a right-to-work state.
There you go.
And they do a lot of their dubbing in Texas. And, they won't allow people to do remote parts. Like, yeah, fuck you. If you want a freaking part, get there. Now, they may not be paying enough, but how much money do you think is made off of anime that, like, you can afford, like, dub actors? Like, well, you should feel lucky that they exist at all anymore. Good God.
Yeah, the heyday is kind of over.
It kind of is, because the prevalence of anime is,
and a lot
people are willing to watch subs.
I was just going to say, people are way more willing to read.
At least for other than the big shows. Like, look, I get it. Something that's going to be huge and going to be on TV, okay. Like, it's going to be on a network. Yeah.
Fair
but
enough.
whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to bitch about those idiots anymore. Wasting my time. Wasting my precious time. Anyway, that's a long-ass way to say that's the news.
Okay, I'll go through shows quick. Giant Beasts of Ars. They're still in that town. The town where it's raining all the time that's filled with animal people.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, it's dreary, man.
It's like Seattle.
So anyway, beginning of the
commies.
episode, an extremely thick rabbit woman shows up.
Nice. That's how rabbit women should be.
A thickie with rabbit ears.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so she shows up. They're all... What's his face is gambling? Jiro. Almost forgot his name for a minute. Jiro's gambling, and he's, like, winning a lot. And then this chick shows up and pretends she doesn't know how to gamble. The classic. Swindles him out of all his money. And then she tries to, he's into her for, 24,000, I don't know, space bucks, whatever the fuck they got.
Yeah, sure. $1 dues.
And she, tries to get him to bet Kumi.
Yep.
And he's just like, you fucking retarded. You gotta
No.
just bet people. And then she reveals that she just, thought he was some asshole that was, gonna sell her off into slavery or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was all a ruse. It was a ruse within a ruse.
Yeah, it was a ruse to free Kumi. Anyway, it turns out later that she figures out he's a paladin immediately and figures out she's a cleric immediately. And she was a battlefield medic, so she has bad experiences with, paladins just getting their clerics killed, blah blah blah.
Yeah, not caring.
So that's
kind of a theme of the show.
Yeah, so that was her whole thing.
Yep.
So anyway, because of all the rain, the village is about to flood. So they asked Jiro to take his magic fucking space plane to load up all their shit and take it. They've got
I want a magic space plane.
It is a magic space plane. What's crazy? It looks like one of the Drop Zone Commander ships. Almost exactly. I'm like, that's weird. Anyway, so he does that, and then there's fish monsters. One of them has red eyes. It doesn't have red eyes, but then it's wah 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 wah, and it has red eyes.
Whoa.
And then he has to fight it. And Kumi's not there, so she has to, help him. And by the end of the episode, the thick rabbit ears chick and that kid, Melon, from the last episode, all... Because, the rain finally stops raining, and they can, leave town.
Yeah. It's a coalition of the willing, ready to roll.
Yeah, so they got more hangers on.
Of course.
He's getting cramped in his magical space plane.
I'm sure he's not complaining.
Anyway, good episode. Moving the story right along.
Yep.
Picking up extra dudes and dudettes.
Revenger.
The first half of the episode they have to kill. They find the people that were actually selling opium from the first. They find the people that set that dude up from the first episode. And fucking Heppen takes that ridiculous bow he has that shoots fucking harpoons and just absolutely harpoons this woman from 6 miles away.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know why his arms smoke after he shoots it. It's like so ridiculous. Like he shoots it and then he's like all steaming and shit.
That's the garbage I like from anime.
Yeah, it's so over the top. And then like the rest, but like before that, they have to like stake out because the madam of the like whorehouse or whatever is like in on it. She keeps getting all these women like hooked on opium, so she's gotta die obviously. So they send Raizo to this like it's like an art store,
Okay.
like art gallery type thing, like across the street from her place, so he can like scope her out. And it turns out he's a really awesome painter.
Okay.
And then like
Good to know.
because what's his name? Ewan's like worried he's not gonna have anything to do besides murder people because he's not good at anything. Anyway, it turns out he's really good at like art.
Okay. Something to do.
So anyway, that was the other. It was
Murder
like,
is a type of
it
art.
was kill those two and figure out he's good at art, and then there's more Jiro like just being an ass and that kind of thing. Oh, not Jiro, Soji. Sorry.
Handyman Saito.
Handyman Saito is. They finally get into the dungeon. It's funny because there's like hero. You have your prerequisite like state-sanctioned heroes that are supposed to like keep the Demon Lord at bay.
Of course.
Even though the king is like hanging out with the Demon Lord now, so
Chainsaw Man.
so it doesn't matter. But anyway, he shows up and he's an ass, and it's kind of funny. It's mostly just comedy, random stuff. And they keep running into all the people, like that elf chick with the fucking Wolverine claws and stuff. So basically, each character they run into, they have like a little like, I don't know, like 3 to 5 minute vignette. It jumps all around though. It's hard to even like. It's just structured kind of like more of a manga than it is like a show. Like they didn't really like turn it into a show. It's good though. I enjoyed it.
So Trigun. We got Wolfwood back.
Yeah, that was the big takeaway from that episode. Wolfwood's back.
Wolfwood's back.
Up to no good.
Giant sandworms.
The sandworm was ridiculous. It was so big.
Ridiculous. They're not dune sized at all because dune sandworms are just ludicrously huge.
Yeah, they're just like Swallow City.
But yeah, they swallow dune crawlers, no problem. These are like the Sarlacc pit size, right?
Yeah, a little bigger maybe.
Return of the Jedi. So yeah, not much happens. I mean, they spend most of the episode inside the worm.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out like who, because somebody had to summon the worm basically.
Yep.
So they're trying to figure out who did it. It's like them and like some little kid they picked up.
Yeah, Vash, the little kid. Then the little kid is like a worm summoner.
Yeah.
And actually killed the people. They come across a kid in like a kind of like a gas station, convenience store in the middle of the desert, whatever, a power station. And 2 people are dead. You think it's like the people's kid, but it's not. It's a horrible worm summoning kid pretending to be their kid, even though he killed them. Apparently, it's all a plot to either kill Vash or get Wolfwood in close to Vash because Wolfwood's an assassin, but Vash is like, nah, man, I trust this guy. I don't think he's gonna kill me. Like
he hasn't killed me yet.
So we'll see. We'll see if he's right about that. I think he is because
that's how the original was. So
yeah, so it's good to have Wolfwood back. I'd forgotten about him, but then the second you see the guy walking with,
with his giant cross,
then you remember.
Machine gun cross.
So yeah, pretty good. Still moving along. Animation's still good. So yeah, we'll keep you up to date on that as well. And that's it. That's it for shows.
Bam.
Let's talk about.
It's got down to more Maniac.
Yeah, some more episodes of Junji Ito Maniac. So episode 5. It's another 2-parter. And the 2-parters they're not always equal length. Like sometimes one's short, one's long. But first one is Intruder. Intruder is very weird. So
they're all very weird.
They are all very weird. Intruder's very weird. Some kid who like, I don't know, for some reason he owns or lives in this like ridiculous mansion.
Yeah, it's like almost like a castle.
Japanese style mansion, almost like a castle with like walls. Japanese, like a Japanese style
as a
castle.
Courtyard, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like you see him at the beginning burying himself.
Yeah,
what looks like him burying himself, and then later you find his body. Like he makes friends with some people. He's kind of a weirdo, but he makes friends with some people that are all into ghosts and supernatural stuff or whatever. And then they go to his house, And then in his house, they see like someone burying bodies outside, or they see bodies buried outside. And then they see basically him. Oh, they see him, but he disappears.
Yeah.
And then they dig it up, and it's like dead body of the main guy. And then they find decomposed corpses of the friends, and they surmise that this is like the main character from another reality, another universe, who is a psycho killer murder maniac. And he's escaping into our reality
to like bury the bodies.
To bury the bodies.
Which is wild.
Which is wild, because like obviously no one will be able to find them. Like, okay. And then it ends. So Junji Ito just has great ideas that like they provoke nice thought. Like, not nice thoughts, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they're good brain exercises.
You get a stream going, and then it's like, boop.
Anyway,
finish it.
That's what happens there. Very strange. Then you have Long Hair in the Attic. Some girl who's been dating this guy for like 8 years.
This one was like stock creepy.
This stock creepy guy leaves her. She's just inconsolable about it because the guy's a creep. And then
she would like do everything for this guy, like everything he said, like she
including growing her hair super long. Like it seemed like early on in the relationship, there's a flashback where he said, "Hey, grow your hair long. I'd like your hair long," and she grew it like the whole time, so it's down, past her ass. Except now somehow it's become sentient and it like kills her and is like walking around like it's her head.
Yeah, like basically
hair.
cuts her head off and it's just like a dead like head with like sentient hair.
And then it goes on a murder spree.
It's like a spider.
Eventually killing the boyfriend.
Yes.
It's basically like some weird extra dimensional spider, but hair. It's it's really goddamn bizarre.
It's super creepy.
It's really creepy and really cool. So that's that. That's episode 5. Episode 6, you got Mold. So this one it's a simple premise. A guy is leaving the country. He's got a pretty nice house. He just bought it. Pretty nice place. Fixed it up. It's very nice, super clean.
I think he just built it.
Or he just built it.
New build.
Yeah, it was a new build. Either way, yeah, it was like brand spanking. Guy's like loves the place. And his friend gets him to take in like his friends, like coworkers who were down on their luck. The guy just got fired or whatever.
Yeah, he like wants him to let them stay there while he's got
rented to them, like not for free. He's just like, hey, rent it to him. So he does, and when he comes back, like the place is just filthy. It is
fucking disaster.
And then it starts growing mold, and it's just gross. And then you get some flashbacks to the people who were living in the house, right? Like. And how the mold was taking over, and it basically ends kind of like Creepshow, with the moss that grows everywhere. But that's the Stephen King one, where it's just like everybody and everything is mold, and they find the guy in the house just like buried in mold,
covered in mold.
It's just a fungus paradise. It's just weird and gross.
It is gross.
There's not much else to say about that. It's fairly simple, like a lot of these are. And then Library Vision, I don't even quite understand what was going on.
No,
there's a guy who's obsessed that like his books are going to disappear. Like he's got books everywhere. They're in his bedroom. Like he's got just shelves everywhere.
His huge library.
Huge library, but even like his bedroom is just walls of freaking like
just zillions of
bookshelves. So he's my books are going to disappear. And then he goes and looks for them, and they're gone. But then he runs into actual manifestations of the characters from the books,
which is weird,
including monsters and stuff. It's bizarre. Like, doesn't the whole place burn down at the end or something? Like,
yes,
I don't know what the hell was going on.
He's like loses his mind, and his girlfriend's like or wife or whatever is like super normal, and she's like, "What's wrong?
What's going on?" And he's just losing his mind because of the books. So I don't have much to say about that one. That was just a really weird one.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it.
I don't quite get it. All right. Episode 7. So episode 7, single episode, no two-parter here, Toontown. So Toontown I like this one. This one was a weird one, but I like it. So
this one was as close to like a Western style.
Yeah.
Because his style is very particular.
It has a complete narrative. Like a lot of these don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, a younger couple, are going into the mountains, into a town in the mountains, a little village or whatever, to see her friend. Or no, it's not a couple. Sorry, it's a brother and sister.
Yeah, it's brother and sister.
And the guy wants to date the girl, and it's his sister's friend they're going to go see. That's what it is, yes.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it probably would have worked better as a couple, but whatever. The brother and sister thing works too. And no, it's not both. It's not that weird. But
it's not that way.
They accidentally run into somebody who literally runs in the middle of the road, like not their fault.
Yeah.
But they find out she's dead, so like, oh, well, let's just bring her into town. And they're like, oh, maybe we'll just bury her. Like, the guy starts freaking out about it. So they go into town.
Anyway, throws her in the trunk.
And it turns out that she's the sister's friend, but they couldn't recognize her because her face was all puffy. That's not even the big twist in this, so that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not the sister's friend. It's the sister's friend's sister.
Oh, correct. It is the sister's friend's sister. That's right.
Because they run into the sister's friend.
Because they do go see the sister's friend, and she's looking for her sister who is missing. That's right. It was pretty clever. But it's weird because they go into town, and there's, like, tombstones in the middle of the road. Those Japanese-style kind of obelisk-looking tombstones.
Yeah, like everywhere.
They're everywhere. It's like, what the hell? This is bizarre. So, come to find out, people in this town, when they die, they're left where they are because they turn into tombstones. And the metamorphosis happens over like a day or two, and they just turn into their own tombstone.
And if you move them from where they died, it's
Where
like
they're at.
bad.
Yeah. They'll
just
haunt you allegedly.
Yeah.
But come to find out, if someone's not left where they died, you could basically catch a weird disease from them where you turn into a half rock monster.
Yes. It's not pretty.
If you're in the town still, they'll throw you down the well. So
the well that like goes to the center of the earth. Like
so that's what happens in this one, and it proceeds as you would expect.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like them freaking out because they have a dead body in the trunk and like trying to figure out how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Feeling bad because it's like, you know.
And then what's up with these freaking people turning into tombstones? So it's cool. I like it. I like this one. It's not my favorite so far, but I like it. Anyway, moving on. Next episode, two-parter. This is episode 8. We got Layers of Fear and The Thing That Drifted Ashore. So Layers of Fear is
so weird.
So weird. It's basically people that grow like a tree, where there's like every year version of you is inside your body still.
Yeah, like if you just keep ripping off layers of skin, you'll get to like baby you.
Yeah, because like,
except not really. You're just a weird monster.
So, yeah, it was interesting because the baby version is still inside somewhere and freaky, but like if you peel back all the skin, like your internal structure still has to be big enough for an adult, so it's all just stretched and weird and creepy.
Yes.
And a girl like gets in an accident, and she gets part of her face torn off. So this is where you find out about it, and then the next layer down is like, 1 year earlier. Honestly, if you had just torn off the one layer, you probably could have evened her out, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay young forever, you could probably just tear off that one layer every time. But that's not what happened, obviously.
Nah.
And her mother's
like
sister,
a weirdo and has like a weird obsession with like her when she was
the
a baby
version. So the baby version's calling from inside of her, and the mother just basically tears the daughter apart to get to the baby inside. But yeah, you get the baby's head and still alive, but then the body's all freaky and
creepy.
It's just awful. It's awful. The mother tries to kill herself, doesn't succeed. Then the one sister that's left over is left taking care of him, and it's
hyper creepy.
Should just burn the house down. It's just awful.
Might be the creepiest one.
It's really creepy. I don't like it at all, sir. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. No, sir.
No, sir. Don't like it.
I don't like it. And then The Thing That Drifted Ashore. This one's very short. So the last one is one that's kind of long, and then The Thing That Drifted Ashore is very short. Some Cthulhu monster drifts ashore. It's actually really Cosm from Bloodborne. So you better watch your ass, because if Orphan of Kos comes out of there and beats you to death with his placenta, you'll know bad things are going on.
That's true.
Play Bloodborne, people. It's good shit. So this freaky Cthulhu-esque monster, it's basically like half whale, half weird tentacle face thing.
Yeah.
Washes up on shore, and the people are checking it out, and it's got translucent sides, and it's got all these like bodies inside of it that are preserved. And come to find out, it's a bunch of people that fell into the ocean. There was a whole ocean liner accident, like a ferry accident.
Yeah, it's I think a ferry.
And then it's other random people who fell into the ocean, and they're still alive inside this thing like 8+ years later. And when it gets cut open, they're weird white monsters. They're kind of fish people.
Out. Yeah.
They're kind of like deep ones, and they just run out and run away. And that's basically the end. So that one is really threadbare. Really strange. So anyway, we got 4 more episodes of this coming up. The next one is a Tomie one, so that's some real classic Junji Ito.
Damn right.
So we'll see. We'll see what we get here. We'll finish up the reviews next week, but that's what we got for this week.
Boom.
All right.
You know what time it is?
I do know what time it is. It is time for Evangelion. Oh, wait, no. It's time for Akira Tetsuo Kaneda. All right, so Akira. So Akira is it's an 88 movie. It's directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, who also did the manga. It adapts basically the first half of the manga. So the one complaint people have had about it is it doesn't feel complete. Honestly, as a single arc, it kind of does. I don't really have a complaint
remember
about it.
it annoying the crap out of me when I was much younger, and then like I never really wanted to rewatch it, and then I was like, nah, you gotta do it. And it actually like is way less
it's
bad
fine.
than I thought.
It's about a 2-hour movie. It's pretty damn good. It's got Akira, Pat Labor the movie, the first one, and Do You Remember Love? Macross Do You Remember Love are kind of always held up as the holy trinity of hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, like the best you'll ever see.
So pretty. And it is
outside of like old Disney.
So pretty. So anyway, moving on. So what the hell is Akira about? So it's in the future of 2019.
After World War III.
After World War III, like 20 years past World War III.
A few years off.
Okay, they kind of screwed that up, but they did get correct that the Olympics would be in Tokyo in 2020.
Yeah,
which is
crazy.
a little creepy because it was written in the mid to late 80s. So anyway, the movie starts out with a biker gang, like a kid biker gang,
future biker
Japanese biker gang too. By the way, it's not like they're not Hell's Angels selling meth to like kids or anything. Right? Like, it's just Japanese punks. Although they definitely fuck each other up.
They got pipes and such.
So you got Kaneda and Tetsuo and Katsuragi and the other one. I can't remember all their names.
It doesn't matter. That guy dies instantly.
He just died. It's like later, but whatever.
He's a side character.
Anyway, they go on there. Kind of they're fighting against the Clowns, which is this other biker gang.
Clowns.
And they run into during this whole thing. They run into like an escaped psychic kid. Like this kid who looks old, but he's looks like a little kid.
He looks like an old baby.
Body of a little kid, but face old. Not like a progeria kid, but kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's got all these ridiculous psychic powers and can use them, right? And he's trying to escape, but he can't escape. Like, you can't live outside the Institute if you're one of these kids. And come to find out, apparently the thing that, like, Neo Tokyo had a big explosion in it, back near World War III, and you think, oh, it's a nuke. No, apparently it was Akira. It was this kid that basically got psychic powers to the point of being like almost pure energy, just ridiculously powerful. He basically turned into Mob Psycho for a minute, right? And caused that explosion. But they did so many experiments on him that he ends up in pieces. I won't spoil that too much, but it's crazy when you see him at the end. So Tetsuo during this gets in a bad bike wreck and gets captured, right, by the military guys who are kind of continuing the experiments related to Akira, and that's what the psychic kid's about, right? There's a couple other of these psychic kids too. There's 3 in total.
Well, the wreck he gets into, he's gonna hit the psychic kid, and the psychic kid just like throws up a psychic wall
barrier. So
something.
anyway, Tetsuo he ends up getting experimented on by the military. Like apparently every human has the ability to have these psychic powers, but it's just not awakened in everybody. Apparently, whatever Tetsuo's resonance is like the missing key. Like if you combine that with one of the other psychic kids that's there, or Akira's, I think it was Akira's like psychic resonance somehow, you could make the ultimate being. So the movie then continues with Kaneda and company being like, hey, what happened to Tetsuo? Like they won't tell us what hospital he's at.
Yeah.
Like the whole background of this, there's a lot going on because in the manga there's a lot going on. Like there's other factions. There's the government, which is run by a council, but then the military is there. They have a lot of power, but they're not in power yet. There is a coup that happens like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Then there's biker gangs. Then there's like the dissidents, the rebels or whatever.
Yeah.
The freedom fighters.
Civil War brewing.
And then there's a cult that worships Akira. Like, those are kind of the big factions. And the cult that worships Akira just shows up kind of as a sideshow. They don't really have much here. They probably have more in the manga. Really got to read that. But the Freedom Fighters do. So, Kaneda, which is the main, he's the guy on the bike, man. He's a guy on the ridiculous bike that's on the cover that everybody knows. So he kind of gets obsessed with this revolutionary girl, Kay, and he gets her out of trouble because he's like, oh no, she's in our biker gang too. Like, take her with us, because they're getting questioned after all that stuff by the military, after that whole Tetsuo accident. Gets her out of that, but then eventually he ends up falling in with the revolutionaries because he wants some trim, man. That's what he's doing.
He wants some revolutionary.
And he doesn't want any of those freaking like hood rats.
All those nasty hood rats that were hanging around.
So anyway, they look for Tetsuo, but then Tetsuo shows up. He's kind of pissed off. He's kind of a jerk, but now he's got psychic powers. It all goes crazy. Tetsuo then goes back. He kills one of the biker gang guys, not Kaneda or there's like 4 people in the gang, so not Kaneda, but kills one of them. Goes back to the military facility and just I want answers. I want all this. I want Akira. Whatever. Akira is buried. Whatever's left of Akira is buried in like hyper prison below the Olympic Stadium.
This ridiculous vault of doom.
So there's a lot of people getting exploded. A lot of really awesome, just really awesome action scenes. Really well animated. And then it continues from there. Akira gets freed. There's some space lasers. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say too much about it.
It's pretty cool.
Tetsuo turns into a giant baby at some point against his will. A giant freaky monster baby. It's great. It's Akira. That's what happens. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
It's such a good cautionary tale about giving assholes power.
So,
because Tetsuo is such an amazing dickhead.
The most dangerous people in the world are weak people, because weak people, when given power, will just lash out and do the most horrific things.
Tetsuo's whole game is he's just jealous of Akira.
Jealous of Kaneda, but yes.
Kaneda, that's what I meant. Because Kaneda's got like the hot motorcycle, and he's just like,
he was always the cool kid. He was the kid who but Kaneda was always a bro. He always helped out Tetsuo. Yeah, he busted his balls, but that's what they were basically like brothers. They were both raised in like an orphanage or whatever.
Yeah. But Tetsuo just like has this rivalry, except it's a one-sided rivalry because Kaneda doesn't even know about it. So then when he gets the psychic powers, he's just an asshole, and he's got to he keeps like stealing Kaneda's bike and shit, just like all this petty crap, and then they have to fight to the death at the end. You know how it goes. Anyway, I remember the story not really wrapping up tight at the end, but it was way better than I remember.
Yeah, I gotta say, even if there wasn't more, the story has a decent enough ending in the movie.
Yeah, no, it made sense anyway.
It makes sense. It's fine. Now, again, the manga apparently continues on for another half of the story, so a shame they never did a sequel or animated the rest of it. I keep hearing scuttlebutt they might do it, but we'll see.
How could they not? It's a license to print money.
Yeah. Anyway, what else do you think about it?
It's gorgeous to look at.
It is.
I mean, that was always like the takeaway from that. It was just like, it's weird because it's like probably the first thing that ever popped off over here, anime wise, right? They got like really big.
Yeah.
That's why I assumed everybody just knew about it and it was pointless to even talk about it. But that was like 25 years ago that I watched it. And I mean, it didn't even come out. I think it was like, over 30 years ago it came out over here. So. But I mean, that's like the OG like thing that really kind of got everybody into anime back in the day.
Yeah, so it's very pretty. It's very well done. The writing's good. I mean, the writer of the movie is Otomo, who did the manga, and he also directed it. So
yes, I mean,
it's very faithful. Obviously, it just wasn't done. Like, they did the movie before the manga was done. So, it suffers a bit from that Full Metal Alchemist effect, right? Except instead of making up a fake ending, he just there was a break point there, and he ended it, No,
it worked. It worked a lot better than I remember it.
So,
which is good, because I specifically didn't watch it for a long time, just because I remember it had a stupid ending.
So apparently the last news on it was 2019 Anime Expo. Otomo said he was working with Sunrise to create a series.
That would be amazing.
So we were talking about, finishing AKIRA like that. Either finish it or just...
I think they should.
It would
probably
be too
start
hard.
From scratch.
I would freaking kill someone in front of their own mother to see them. That's a joke, people. To see them continue it with the exact same animation style.
That would have been wild, yeah.
If they could recreate that would be
I think they could do it.
ridiculous. It won't happen. They'll probably just start over, which is fine. It'll probably look great. But
yeah, I would assume they would just start from scratch.
I'm very curious, but it's a good standalone. It is. And I just think you need to see it. Kira's one of those things. Kira goes to the shell and then just scroll.
Yeah, it's one of
Pirates
those
D,
things. Like, if you claim to like anime, you kind of have to watch it at least once.
It's foundational. It's also cyberpunk we don't get enough of.
Come on, it's got the creepy giant teddy bear. Like, so much like classic weird shit that pops
It really
up in
does.
memes and
It's
stuff.
got the AKIRA slide, which is
Yes.
super classic, that whole motorcycle slide. And like
I
they've
love
used
it.
it in so many things since then.
Oh, hell yeah. I love the taillights on the motorcycles.
Oh,
in the
yeah, the
beginning.
trails, the
Yeah,
color
they have
trails.
these like color trails. It's
Very
really
cool.
cool the way they animated that.
But yeah, I don't, I know this isn't exactly a thorough, in-depth review, but it is just, it's amazing.
It's a classic. It lives up to the hype. It's a lot better than I remember it being.
It's very, very, very pretty. And it's streaming out there. So, for the love of God, if you haven't seen AKIRA, you gotta see AKIRA.
Is it on Hulu?
It was on Hulu, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. It's very, very good. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, it's the height of hand-drawn animation. It belongs in that holy trinity of hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, even if you don't care about the story, it's still amazing just to look at.
And it's a good cyberpunk sci-fi story. It makes sense. It's not really that hard to follow. There's some weird psychic esoteric shit, but it's not really that bad. It certainly is a hell of a lot easier to follow than like Evangelion.
Yes. No, it's like way tighter than I remember it being. I was actually very impressed.
So yeah, just stop listening to us and go watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because you don't want to spoil the whole thing.
That's right.
Anyway, it's about that time. So until next week, don't trust the government. Stay the fuck off TikTok. Nobody cares about NFTs anymore, so it's fine.
That's right.
Until next time. Peace out.
Well, that's all for today, everyone. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of the Gaijin Animation Appreciation Hour. Please remember to like and subscribe, and may your entertainment be always, well, entertaining.